Q&A, go for it while we have this up. I believe on Instagram, and we don't do a lot on Instagram, but it is a platform that now has the ability for video. I think they cap it out at 60 seconds. That's as far as you can go. So if you know your strategy is you want to share with millennials and Instagram is the platform you want to use, then you're going to want to stay within 60 seconds. Okay, so that's really important to know where. So that's the thing, when you're making videos, you need to know where you're placing it and work backwards from there. So I'm just going to skip this slide so you guys have my information. If you need it, you want to follow me on LinkedIn or YouTube or Facebook. We give tips and tricks all the time out on our platforms. Please feel free. If anyone have any question about what I shared tonight, please feel free to reach out to me. I'm happy to answer. We're going to move to Q&A, as many questions as you want. It's now 7:30, and then we'll break, and you guys can network if you want. If you want to come up to me and speak to me privately, you're happy to do that. No time code. You don't need time code. Well, there is, because you're not. When he's asking about time code. Time code is what in the film industry they use to sync things. Everything has a time stamp on it. There's a clock, and so if you have in the film industry they sync everything. So the audio device. So in the film industry they shoot the same way we do. The audio is always separate from the video. So they have a time code on that, and they have a time code on the video. And literally, you set it up to 2 hours on both, and guess what? You're in sync. You're done. Simple as that. We don't have that luxury, because we don't. You want to do time code in this world, you're going to have to invest in professional equipment. So the two options you have, which I shared, is using a slate, a clapper. So you can do a couple things. You want to see a free clapper, guys? That's a clapper. That's all you got to do. Do that in front of a camera, and you have everything you need. So if you don't want to buy the cool one you see in the film industry, clap your hands. But you have to do it in front of the camera, okay? If you can't see the clap and you can't hear the clap, it doesn't matter. So you can do that. You can use a clapper, or as I told you before, as long as you're recording audio on your camera, crappy audio, doesn't have to be good audio, and you're recording audio on your audio device, the software I described to you, Pluralize, will sync that audio with the video in literally seconds. But you got to pay $300 for the software. It works with all file formats. File formats is not, you literally just load it into the platform. It's brilliant. That's how we do all of our videos. Super easy. But you got to invest $300. Great question about the hacking thing. So you're not necessarily skeptical to hacking. The problem is we're all fearful of a link in an email. So if, I get all these emails all the time. Hey, we got this invoice for you that you haven't paid, or we have this money for you. Just click here and it's yours. Well, that's kind of the spamming that you're getting out there. You want to know that whoever is sending that email, you know and trust. So if you're sending me an email or I'm sending you an email and I say, hey, check out this video, I think I'm not going to be spamming you. Or if I was, you'd be pretty mad at me. But if you said, so if you're in a sales conversation, one second, John. If you're in a sales conversation, listen, I'm going to send you an email. I'm going to send this video. You have to see. One of my clients gave the most unbelievable. You have to hear this story. Okay, send it my way. You just got to preface it. That's all. I don't know. It's worth testing. So send ones to yourself and see what they look like. If because of your phone they don't look good, then don't use it. So what's the lifetime of a video? Yeah. In a sense, are we talking about like a branding video? We're talking about, okay. So here's the thing with video content, and we get this question a lot, and it really depends on your business and what you're doing, but I can tell you that, think about like a branding video. You're going to invest in a branding video, whether you do it yourself, you hire a student, you hire a professional, whatever you spend, you don't want to keep spending that all the time. Well, the beauty is that to a new lead, that video is brand new. So even if you made it 2 years ago, it's still relevant to them today, because most of your clients aren't going to your website anymore. Now, you should update it on a regular basis if you can, but just know if your video is part of your sales process, that to that lead, it's brand new to them. So just because if you have a sales conversation with a new lead and you've been using that same conversation for the last 5 years, that's how you close sales, they're not going to go, well, you've been using that for 5 years. Can you tell me something fresh? No, because to them it's brand new. So it really depends on the eyeballs that are on it and where it is in your process to determine whether it is truly dated. Did that help answer your question? Yeah, like when you send the same, holiday card or same email over and over again, it's like, it's like doing a mass email. It's not personal. So you want to be updating your content on a regular basis if you can, but it can be costly. It depends on what. Here's the thing with any of you guys who have a business and you have a website, you constantly want to be creating content, written content, photographs, video, blogs. That's what Google wants. It's a world of content marketing today. And so video is just one of those ways that you can stay fresh in the mind of your clients and your potential clients. If you give me your email, I'll show you. Go to that. If you do a search on that Chinese one, they did a side-by-side of an iPhone and the gimbal. Unbelievable. It's the little handheld thing that you can use to stabilize your phone. It's unbelievable. I bought one because of it. You would definitely, if you want to be using your iPhone, whether you spend the $99 or the $299, it's money well spent. It's not really about that. It's really about where's your community? Where are your peeps? Where are your people hanging out? If they're hanging out on YouTube, then you should be doing a lot on YouTube. If they're hanging out on Facebook, then you should be doing on Facebook. You should be doing both if you can, but find where your people are. It's like, to the question about Instagram. Maybe your people are on Instagram, so guess what? That's where you should be sharing it. So when it comes to social media, you have to understand your audience and where they are. They might be on Periscope. They might be on Snapchat. There are a slew of platforms out there. You need to think about your audience. Where do they hang out? That's where you want to put the content. If you put content someplace and it ranks or whatever, but no one's there, who cares? Who cares? Now, if you're talking about paid ads, it's a completely different conversation with Facebook and YouTube. And that's a whole nother conversation, which I will wait for another time. Well, that's the point, John, why I talk about using platforms like YouTube or Wistia, using a hosting site that all its purposes is to stream video content. If you take a video and you literally upload it to your web platform, disaster. It's going to take your website forever to load. People are going to leave your website to what John's talking about. So you want to embed links from YouTube or other hosting platforms. And the reason why you want to do YouTube is it's responsive. Right? So websites today, if you have a website and you haven't updated in the last 5 years, you need to update it because Google will not give it the visibility you want if it's not responsive to mobile devices. So if it isn't mobile friendly, you need to call your local web developer, and if you need one, I'll give you a name of one.